before Carolyn comes out here, we have a special dedication. As most of you blues fans certainly locally know, we lost a real titan of the blues here, a true music supporter of not only blues, just live music in general. The proprietor of the Dead Goat Saloon. The Dead Goat Saloon, legendary club in the 80s, and John Paul Brophy really ramped it up throughout the 90s into the 2000s. I go on the blues cruise and artists still ask me about and revere in the good old days of the Dead Goat Saloon, a true legendary live music club, particularly blues. Monday nights was their biggest night of the week, and Monday night was dedicated to nothing but the blues. And in fact, our next artist played on our live blues broadcast that we're going to hear from. But right now, we want to dedicate the 9th Annual Utah Blues Festival to the passing of John Paul Brophy, who died on April 23rd. And April 28th, sorry. And April 23rd, coincidentally, a proclamation was signed by our governor. And here from the governor's office, I would like to bring out Blake Thomas.
How's everyone doing? My name is Blake Thomas. Check, check. How about now? Better? All right.
There you go.
Better. Excellent. Thank you. Hi, I'm Blake Thomas. I'm here on behalf of Salt Lake City Mayor Erin Mendenhall, who works closely with the governor. Shortly before John Paul passed, she drafted the following proclamation, which I'm going to read for you right now. Whereas John Paul Brophy Jr. was born in 1951 in Salt Lake City and has spent decades as a cornerstone of the arts and journalism in Salt Lake City, writing and editing at institutions from the Salt Lake Tribune to City Weekly with the pen name J.P. Gabellini, illuminating the beauty of everyday life and power of music. And whereas in the 1990s, when John Paul became co-owner of the Dead Goat Saloon, a downtown basement bar originally opened in 1973, it transformed into the premier blues music venue of the Intermountain West, welcoming legends such as Buddy Miles, Levon Helm, Merle Saunders, Mick Taylor, and Los Lobos. Whereas under his stewardship, the Dead Goat Saloon introduced many Utahns to the authentic roots of American rock and roll by bridging black blues musicians, torchbearers of musical traditions steeped in pain, joy, and history, from across the United States with predominantly white Salt Lake City audiences. And whereas John Paul knew that good art requires talent, space, support, and a willingness to take risks, and whereas under his mentorship and advocacy, the Dead Goat Saloon served as an incubator for young Utah bands where they learned how to engage an audience and respect the blues lineage they entered, including holding space for formative gigs for bands like the Tempo Timers, Megan Peters and Big Leg, and My Sister Jane. And whereas John Paul helped instill grit, soul, and swing into Salt Lake City by facilitating not just concerts, but cultural moments that resonated throughout the city. And whereas we invite residents to join the city in expressing gratitude for his life spent enriching our community and recognizing his legacy of profound contributions to our cultural and musical heritage. Now, therefore, I, Erin Mendenhall, Mayor of Salt Lake City, proclaim April 23rd, 2025 as John Paul Brophy Jr. Day in Salt Lake City. Thank you.
A toast to John Paul Brophy. Thank you so much, Blake Thomas, Senior Advisor with the Mayor's Office. Thanks for coming down. We've had the proclamation blown up. You can check it out at the Utah Blues Society tent. And huge thanks to Bad Brad Wheeler, who had the foresight when John Paul was declining in health to go to the Mayor's office and suggest this, and successfully so, on April 23rd, 2025, John Paul Brophy Day. So thanks so much for that, Brad. I'm not sure if you made it today. I know he's coming tomorrow, along with John Paul Brophy's daughter, Rachel McLaughlin. Our best of love to you, and our thoughts are with you, Rachel. And please, raise a glass, raise whatever you have for Mr. John Paul Brophy. A true legend of live music, particularly blues, here in Utah. And we will be getting to one of those many artists.
And the chills ran down my spine. I heard it too, I heard it too, I heard it too. Then we danced our cares away underneath the silver Utah moon. All night and the dead good saloon. Drank ourselves to death 1,000 times before noon. Another all-nighter and the dead good saloon. The man's lips was painted in the corner. Command and code put him there. Hell, one night I even stepped on a toe of Merle Haggard's. That ain't no brag, it's just a space that we share. And my baby looked at me and said, "Has you heard the news? Well, them chills ran down my spine. I heard it too, I heard it too, I heard it too. Danced our cares away beneath the silver Utah moon. All night in the dead good saloon. Drank ourselves to death 1,000 times before noon. Another all-nighter in the dead good saloon. Watered down drinks and the girls are naked. Silver poles took the place of guitars. When it was John Paul's house, that room was sacred. It's too much soul to hide in a downtown. I'm gonna get up here and show you the pretty song while I blow my nose.